Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students. Take your social science book. Take page number 28. So we will continue with the third lesson in history, World War II. So yesterday's class we saw the learning objectives, the introduction and some of the causes. Okay, so in today's class we will continue with the causes of the World War II. So already we have discussed it. So what are the topics we have discussed? So what are the causes we have discussed in our previous class? Yeah, we have discussed about the provisions of the Treaty of Versailles related with Germany. That is, so the three classes which cause the great disappointment among the people of Germany. Okay, then we discussed about the failure of League of Nations. Yeah, so why the League of Nations can't achieve its aim. Yeah, so why the League of Nations failed to prevent World War. Yeah, so we have discussed the failure of League of Nations. Then the post-war crisis, that is after World War I. So what were the problems so faced by Germany and other countries? So especially Germany faced, not only Germany, all the countries of the world faced the great economic depression. So especially it was worst affected countries were the European countries. Yeah. Then finally we discussed about the rise of dictatorship. Okay, so who were the dictators? Yeah, Hitler, Mussolini and Franco. So the rise of the dictatorship. Then we also discussed the inflation. So unemployment and inflation in Germany. Yeah, so we have discussed these topics. In today's class we will discuss the further causes of the World War II. So what are the causes of World War II? Yeah, so how it broke out. Yeah, so what are the reasons behind the World War II? We will continue with the topic. So rise of Adolf Hitler. Yeah, so Hitler. So when did he capture the power of Germany? Yeah, in 1933. So in previous lesson we have discussed. Yeah. So Adolf Hitler was able to exploit the general discontent among the Germans. Yeah. So Adolf Hitler was able to exploit. So exploit means, yeah, to use something or to treat somebody unfairly for your own advantage. Yeah, so he can exploit. Yeah, so general discontent. So that is, German people were dissatisfied. Yeah, so they were not satisfied among the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, so Hitler used the people, German people's discontent feelings for his advantage. Okay, so he was gifted with oratorical skill. So oratorical means, so he was a good speaker. Already I told you. So Hitler was a very energetic, good speaker. So he was able to sway the people by his impassioned speeches. So he was able to sway the. So sway means to persuade somebody to believe something or do something. Yeah, so that is to make somebody to believe something or do something. Okay, so impassioned. So impassioned speeches means, yeah, so showing strong feelings about something. Yeah, so Hitler through his attractive speeches so attract the people. Yeah, so he can able to make the people do what he want. Yeah, so by his strong feelings of speeches he make the German people to do what he want, to believe the things what he want to impose on the people. Yeah, so he promised the German people that he would bring Germany a glorious military. Yeah, so he promised a return to the glorious military past of Germany. Yeah, so Hitler, so through his gifted speech, so through his skillful speech, so attract the people through his very strong feeling of speeches. So promised a return to the glorious military past of Germany. Yeah, so he promised that Germany would be again powerful as like that in the past. Yeah, so for that he founded the National Socialist Party, so commonly known as the Nazis. Yeah. So the fundamental platform, so the basic thing on which Hitler built his support was the notion of the racial superiority of the German as a pure Aryan. Yeah. So notion means, an idea, belief or understanding of something. So he built his support was the notion of racial superiority. That is, German people were the pure Aryans. So racial, so in race, so they were superior. So according to Hitler, so German were the pure Aryans and they were the superior. So he made a belief. So he make the German people to believe that the German people were the superior Aryan race. And he also make the people to hate the Jews. So deep-seated hatred of Jews. Deep-seated means a strong feeling, a fixed and strong feeling. So hatred, a very strong feeling of dislike of somebody or something. So he made German people to dislike the Jews. So he came to power in the year 1933 and ruled Germany till 1945. So till his death he ruled Germany. So Hitler, so through his speeches, attract the German people and promised them he would bring back the glorious military past of Germany. So he founded the National Party, so National Socialist Party, which was called as the Nazis. So the fundamental platform, so which he built his support was the notion of the racial superiority of the Germans as a pure Aryan race. He told that German was the pure Aryan race and they were the superior people so among the world people, and a deep-seated hatred of the Jews. So and he made the people to hate the Jews. So Hitler came to power in the year 1933 and ruled Germany till 1945. So in direct contravention of the clauses of the Treaty of Versailles, Hitler began to rearm Germany. So direct contravention. So contravention means to do something that is not allowed by a law or rule. So as with the Treaty of Versailles, Germany was not allowed to increase her military strength or weapons. But Hitler, so in direct contravention of the clauses of the Treaty of Versailles, he began to rearm Germany. So rearm means so provide with this new supply of weapons. So though the Treaty of Versailles prohibited Germany producing weapons, Hitler began to increase the military strength. So Hitler began to provide German army with new weapons. Then the requirement of the armed forces and the manufacture of armaments and machinery for the army, navy and air force with large amounts of government spending resulted in an economic revival and solved the problem of unemployment in Germany. So already we have seen that the post-war crisis, so Germany experienced high unemployment. To solve this problem, so Hitler, so what he did means he required. So required means so he increased the number of persons. So in the armed forces. So he increased the number of soldiers in the armed forces and the manufacturing of armaments, that is weapons and machines for the army, navy and air force in large amount, so that it gave employment to more German people, so that the unemployment problem and the economic crisis was solved in Germany. So Hitler, in direct contravention of the clauses of the Treaty of Versailles, he began to rearm Germany. So he began to rearm Germany. So he recruited the armed forces and the manufacturer of armaments and machinery for the navy, army and air forces with a large amount of government spending, which resulted in an economic revival and solved the problem of unemployment in Germany. Italy, so which is in the side of Britain and France during World War I, had breakup with Britain and France in the wake of Mussolini's invasion of Ethiopia, which resulted in better relationship between Italy and Germany. So Italy, initially it was the supporter of Britain and France, but with the rise of Mussolini, with the rise of Mussolini, so he invaded Ethiopia in the year 1935. So after that there was a better relationship between Italy and Germany. So Italy in the year 1935. So Africa, so already based on the sphere of influence, Africa was divided among the European powers. So but in 1935, the east part of Africa was ruled by Italy. So you can see in this map, Italian Somaliland. But Ethiopia was not ruled by any European country. It was an independent country. But Italy, so during the period of Mussolini, invaded Ethiopia in the year 1935. So after that, there was a good relationship between Italy and Germany. In 1936, before Germany invaded Rhineland, which was supposed to be a demilitarized zone. So Rhineland, so which was declared as a demilitarized zone after World War I. So Rhineland, which lies between Germany and France, so was declared as demilitarized zone as per the Treaty of Versailles. But Hitler invaded the Rhineland in the year 1936. But before his invasion, the Rome-Berlin axis came into being. So before Germany invaded the Rhineland, so there was an agreement signed between Italy and Germany. So Rome, the capital city of Italy, Berlin, the capital of Germany. So the Rome-Berlin axis had came into being. Later, Japan joining this alliance, it became Rome-Berlin-Tokyo axis. So initially, before Germany invaded Rhineland in 1936, so Rome-Berlin axis came into being. So Italy and Germany signed the treaty, so signed an agreement called as Rome-Berlin axis. Then after that, so Japan also joined with that. So Tokyo, the capital city of Japan. So Rome-Berlin-Tokyo axis so came into effect. So came. In 1938, Hitler invaded Austria and Czechoslovakia. So 1938, Hitler invaded Austria and Czechoslovakia. So you can see in this map that the brown color, it is Czechoslovakia. Now it is divided into two countries, Czech Republic and Slovakia. But initially it was one country, Czechoslovakia. So Sudetenland, which is a part of Czechoslovakia. But the people in Sudetenland was German speaking. So Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia, so Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia, and Hitler claim was that the German speaking people should be united to one nation. So his claim was that Sudetenland people was German speaking people. So the Sudetenland was belonged to Germany. So by saying this reason, so he invaded Czechoslovakia. So in 1938, Hitler invaded Austria and Czechoslovakia. Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia was a German-speaking, and Hitler claim was that the German-speaking people should be united into one nation. So claim means to say something is true. So to say something is true without having any proof. So apart from Germany, Italy and Japan also followed the policy of aggression. So they also began to occupy other countries. So Italy invaded Ethiopia in the year 1935. It's already been seen. And Albania, so the nearest country of Italy. So Italy invaded Ethiopia in the year 1935 and invaded Albania in the year 1939. So the Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. So the emperor of Ethiopia of that time was Haile Selassie. So he appealed to the League of Nations. So during the time League of Nations, so which was expected to solve the disputes. So but it didn't do any help to the emperor of Ethiopia. So Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia appealed to the League of Nations but got no help. So Italy invaded Ethiopia in the year 1935 and Albania in the year 1939. In the eastern side, Japan was pursuing its policy. So pursuing means try to achieve something. So Japan was trying to achieve its military policy. So policy of military expansion. So in the eastern side, so Japan was trying to expand its military. So trying to increase its territorial region. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria. So in 1931, so Japan invaded Manchuria. And in 1937, it invaded China and seized Beijing. So Beijing, the capital city of China. Initially, Beijing was called as Peking. So in 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria, and in the year 1937, she invaded China and captured Beijing. So all these things, so all these occupations, all this aggression were ignored by the Allies, and the League of Nations was unable to take any action. So these actions have no response regarding the Allies. So the League of Nations was unable to take any action. Initially in the year 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia, and in the year 1939, Italy invaded Albania. So in 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria, and in the year 1937, Japan invaded China and captured Beijing. So in these aggressions, so League of Nations didn't do anything. Yeah, so because they can't take any action since there is no support from the allied countries. So in spite of all this manifestation, so manifestation means a sign that something is happening. Yeah, so in spite of all these manifestations of military activity by Germany, Italy and Japan, Britain and France continue to be non-interventionist. So non-interventionist means so they didn't involved in the world affairs. So though there is a sign of beginning of the World War II. So because of the action, because of the activities of Italy, Germany and Japan, Britain and France continued to be non-interventionist. Then the mood in Britain was not in favor of starting another war. So Britain people and also the Britain government was not in mood of starting another war. So Prime Ministers Baldwin, so shown in this picture, and Chamberlain did not feel justified. So they not feel justified in intervening a region which was not officially in their sphere of interest. So they didn't. So the Prime Ministers of Britain didn't feel justified to intervene in a region which was not in the sphere of interest. And also United States of America, so which was totally indifferent to the outside world. So because already they have faced the problem of Great Depression, so they are concerned with the revival of the economy. So the United States of America, so they have their concentration in reviving their economy. So all these problems, so resulted in the World War. Then Munich Pact, so Munich Agreement. A further factor was that the Western powers and the Soviet Union distrusted each other. So that is, there is no trust between the Soviet Union and the Western powers. In 1938, Prime Minister of England, so Chamberlain, so concluded the Munich Pact, so Munich Agreement with Germany, which was a shameful acceptance. So shameful means so feel bad about, so which somebody should feel bad about. So Britain had to feel bad about the Munich Pact. So what was that acceptance? What was accepted by the Britain Prime Minister? So he accepted the Germany's invasion of Czechoslovakia to German-speaking Sudetenland. So in 1938, Prime Minister Chamberlain concluded the Munich Pact with Germany. So which was a shameful acceptance of Germany's invasion of Czechoslovakia to annex German-speaking Sudetenland. So as per the Munich Pact, Britain accepted the Germany's invasion of Czechoslovakia. In 1939, the Soviet Union independently concluded a non-aggression pact with Germany. So in 1939, Germany signed non-aggression agreement with Soviet Union. So the continued passivity of the Allies and the reluctance to start building up their armies were also contributing causes of the extended scale of World War II. So continued passivity and reluctance. Reluctance means so unwillingness to do something. So the powerful countries of that time so was not willing to build up their armies. So even though Germany, Italy were increasing their army strength, the powerful countries like England, France, America were not willing to increase the military strength. Though Hitler gave an assurance in the Munich Pact that Germany would not attack any other country, this was broken immediately. So in Munich Pact, Hitler gave assurance that he would not attack any other country, but he broke his promise immediately. In 1939, he invaded Czechoslovakia. So in 1939, he invades Czechoslovakia after signing the Munich Pact. Poland was attacked next. So after capturing Czechoslovakia, he attacked Poland. So and this was the final act which resulted in the declaration of war by Britain and France against Germany. So when Hitler declared war on Poland, so when he attacked Poland, so Germany was declared war by Britain and France. Okay, so in 1939, first he invaded Czechoslovakia. So after capturing Czechoslovakia, he attacked Poland next. So and this was the final act which resulted in the declaration of war by Britain and France against Germany. In Britain, Prime Minister Chamberlain resigned in 1940. So because he only signed Munich Pact, which was a shameful acceptance. So which was a shameful agreement for Britain. So he resigned his Prime Minister office in the year 1940, and Winston Churchill, so a famous Prime Minister of Britain. So he always warned about Hitler and his military ambitions, became the Prime Minister. So in Britain, Prime Minister Chamberlain resigned in 1940, and Winston Churchill, who had always warned about Hitler and his military aim, became the Prime Minister of England. Okay students, we have discussed the causes of World War II. So in today's class we discussed about the rise of Adolf Hitler. So how he captured the power in Germany, then how he solved the economic problem of Germany and the problem of unemployment, then Germany's invasion of other countries, especially in Sudetenland, and how he invaded Austria. Then we discussed about the invasion, the aggression act of Italy and Japan. So when did Japan invaded Manchuria? In the year 1931. So when did Japan invaded China? In 1937. So who was the Britain Prime Minister? So who signed the Munich Pact? Chamberlain. So what Hitler did after signing the Munich Pact? He invaded Czechoslovakia, and which act so immediately caused the World War II? So which country was attacked? So that resulted in the World War II. Poland. So who was the Prime Minister of England who have warned about Hitler and his military ambition? Winston Churchill. Okay students, so causes over. So causes of World War II over. So if you have any doubt, contact me. Okay, so textbook reading. So take page number 30. So read that Munich Pact. So the 2 paragraph fully. So stand up and read loudly. Then for homework, so take the book back question. Take page number 38. 5th Rometer sand question. How did Hitler get the support from the people of Germany? So answer, take page number 28. The rise of Hitler. So in that, so mark the first point. Adolf Hitler was able to exploit the general discontent among the Germans. Gifted with great oratorical skills, he was able to sway the people by his impassioned speeches, promising a return to the glorious military past of Germany. Then third point, so leave that next point and start with the next point. The fundamental platform on which Hitler built his support was the notion of the racial superiority of the German as a pure Aryan race and a deep-seated hatred of the Jews. So these 3 points enough. Okay, so mark down. Okay, so write it in your homework note. So read well and write it. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.